Hey, it's Brian Kay from the Unconventional Advisor and co-founder of the Advisor Accelerator. And today I want to talk about what is really preventing you from doubling your practice in 2021 and beyond. And a lot of people, like, especially if you're in financial services, and this is who I'm really talking to, is if you're an independent advisor of any sort, um, we speak to literally, we've spoken to thousands of advisors over the last 20 plus years, and we literally talk to, well over, two dozen a week. So we get the consistent feedback on what's holding me back. And what we hear frequently are things like, if I only knew how to be virtual, like I had no idea COVID was going to hit, and I have no idea how to generate leads and appointments and clients virtually, right? So that's what's holding me back. Or I don't know how to sell virtually, right? So it's not only I don't know how to market virtually, but I can't do my in-person meetings anymore, and that's what's holding me back, right? Or I used to do networking events, and I can't do that, and trying to do that online is almost impossible. Or um, let's see, any other, like I used to teach classes at a local community college or at a library, and I can't do that anymore. I used to do dinner workshops, and I can't invite people to dinner anymore. And really, it always comes down to a couple of key things. Like, number one, I can't get in front of a consistent and predictable and repeatable flow of potential clients. And even if I was able to do that pre COVID, I don't know how to do that anymore. And I've tested buying leads, I've tested doing virtual webinars and workshops, and they're flaky, they don't show up, nobody attends my events, nobody books appointments. If they do book appointments, they're not good quality prospects, et cetera, et cetera. So what I like to ask when I think about these situations is, you know, these are symptoms, but what's the root cause of these symptoms, right? Those are all symptoms of a deeper problem. And most of the people in, particularly in the financial services industry, the people serving like the vendors that serve the financial services industry, they feed into those fears, right? It's like, hey, try my workshop, try my webinar, buy my leads. We have a new, virtual networking event or whatever, right? It's whatever the flavor of the month is. But what they're missing is really the fundamental question is, number one, who are you marketing to, right? Are you marketing to the retirement planning community or some derivative of that? Because so's everybody, right? That's the entire industry. That's super difficult to differentiate yourself. And also, are you going cold to that market? Like, it's one thing if you're already generating some referrals, if you've got renewals, that's wonderful. It's very, very hard to scale or double or grow a practice on referrals alone, right? So you're probably going to have to do some form of paid marketing, and typically that's in the form of a workshop or a webinar or a lead program. I mean, sure, there's a million organic things you can do: email, you can do Facebook posts, you can do like a bunch of stuff on LinkedIn. But really, if you really want to grow and double at a fast rate, you're going to have to do more than that, right? So the question is, who are we marketing to? Do they have an immediate need or an urgency? Do they not? Right? So, people are going like into the retirement phase, they don't. Right? They've probably spent the last 15, 20 years developing existing relationships with financial planners and advisors. They're not an easy person to switch over to a new thing. There's a lack of trust. As people get older, they become less trusting of people trying to, like, basically manage their money, take their money, and they become very immune and skeptical of the promises. And so what do most people do? It's like, let's offer them a chicken dinner, let's do a free workshop or a webinar. And, I'm going to just tell them how my special way of doing it is better, different, etc. And it just sounds like noise to people. So what's the better way? What's the easier way? Number one, you got to pick a starving crowd that everybody else is overlooking. Number two, you need to be able to get in front of them virtually in a way that allows you to deliver that message and solve their immediate problem. Um, and once again, not have to worry that they're showing up, but they've shown up to 5 other webinars or workshops or whatever. So in our case, we've always gone after late stage college planning because it's the same group of people. College is really a retirement and a cash flow problem in disguise. That's what we've discovered. So for someone like me, a 52-year-old, I've got one in college, I've got one who's a junior in high school, and I've got one who's in junior high school, right? So I'm a person that might be marketed to for retirement planning, right? Let's plan for your retirement. Well, right now, what's top of consciousness to me is putting 3 children through, expensive private universities, continuing to fund my lifestyle, and yes, not derailing my retirement, not spending down my nest egg, and making sure that, I don't have to work for the rest of my life after I've put them through school. So that's my immediate need. That's my urgency. And anyone who promotes either a online workshop or an event that talks to me about how to send all of my children to college without ruining my retirement, or how to pay less for it, or even if you make above a 6-figure income, these are all appeals that somebody with the issue that I'm talking about is going to pay attention to. The other thing is, most people in the financial services industry pay no attention to this market other than, give them a 529 plan, which is basically college savings. It's not college funding, and it's not college planning. They completely, they paid almost no attention whatsoever. And as a result, most people are sounding like every other person in the industry, going after the same exact appeal as everyone else, and there's no differentiation. There's no urgency. It takes 4 and 5 and 6 appointments, lots of ghosting, lots of no-shows, lots of no attendance. And even when you do meet somebody, it could be, again, the 4 to 5 appointments before you actually generate a new client. Maybe it's a low value client. Maybe it's not somebody that's going to refer and renew for the next 20 or 30 years. And, that's a real tough way to make a living. So again, the big idea for today, without getting super long-winded, is there is a way to double your business in 2021, post-pandemic, during a pandemic, up or down market, economy doing whatever it's doing. When you're serving a market that has an immediate need, I would call that a starving market. When you can generate a fee outside of your commissions for doing a service so that you can cover your marketing costs, I call it self-liquidating lead generation. And also identify people that would be fantastic planning clients, right? Because again, in our case, college is really a cash flow and retirement problem in disguise. If any of what I've just said is appealing to you, then go ahead and check out www.starvingmarketspecialist.com. We have a free 60-minute masterclass where we basically go through our 3-step formula for getting in front of 20 to 30 families every time you do a webinar, signing up 5 to 10 of them as daytime booked Zoom appointments or telephone appointments. Basically converting at least 2 to 3 of those into immediate clients that are worth $3,000 to $10,000 on average per client, and then their lifetime value is in the range of $20,000 to $200,000 each. And then we show you how to put that on autopilot, right? How to basically add an extra $10,000 to $50,000 or more per month to your existing practice over the next 6 to 12 months. So if that's of interest to you, go to www.starvingmarketspecialist.com. Again, it's Brian Kay, the Unconventional Advisor, the co-founder of the Advisor Accelerator. If this meant something to you, please give me a like. If you have any requests for future ones, please put down a comment. Totally appreciate that. And if you know anyone in the business that would benefit from this, please share it with them. Thank you and have a great week.